everyone. Welcome to this intuitive energy update. My name is Lyle. This is my channel here on YouTube, and it feels like it has been quite a long time since I have connected with you in this way. And I'm just really grateful to be here and grateful to have received guidance, finally, or divinely timed, of course, to reconnect with all of you. And I feel excited and a little bit anxious and nervous, actually, to be here sharing. I don't know if you can see, but my hand is shaking a little bit. So, anyways, thank you for being here. If you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, please do hit that little subscribe button here on this page on YouTube, and then give me a thumbs up at the end of the video and drop a comment down below. Let's really get these lines of communication open again. And many of you will have been waiting since before our Ring of Fire solar eclipse for some reveals. And that is, we're coming up to almost a month ago now. And the cards have been sitting out. I know what the cards are. And it's actually where we have all been collectively during this through eclipse season, and where we are now as well collectively. We released and cleared a lot of stuff, hopefully, through eclipse season. Hopefully you are all tuning in to the support and really nurturing your heart, honoring your connection to Mother Earth and all living beings. I have felt this last month as a really beautiful time of reconnection with my own beautiful heart, and really a remembering at a deep level of who we truly are, which is pretty phenomenal. And externally, we may not easily connect with the brilliance of us, and yet it does exist, and we are incredibly brilliant. And I just want to thank you all for being here now and choosing to shine your light while living, if that makes sense. I am going to share with you a letter that came through today rather quickly at about just around 1 o'clock. I was guided that I should start writing. It is, I think I told you, it's the 12th of July right now, 2021, as I connect. And all the messages within this connection are timeless. So what comes from Source, what comes from our eternal heart, is timeless. And the wisdom within those messages does not change, because it is our divine truth. And so whenever you connect with this video, I trust that you will feel loved and supported through the connection. So I will read that at the end. I feel like it is time to share with you the reveals, because I really, as I said, I feel it's relevant to what we've all worked through eclipse season. So regardless of whether you chose the left, the center, or the right card, there is a beautiful message within them all to share. And so I feel like I'm going to reveal them and then share them individually. And yet I want us to really connect with these messages as a collective, because this is what I found was really what I was being guided to clear through during eclipse season. And then we had the solstice, and we've just recently had our Cancer new moon a couple days ago. So if you were guided to the left card, your message for eclipse season was forgiveness. And I trust that you were shown and you were presented with situations and had an opportunity to reflect on areas in your life where forgiveness was necessary. And, I've been hearing a lot recently, the Our Father prayer. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And this is I find this a really important line in that prayer at this time, because many of us feel as if, and many people within the collective are feeling like there's kind of these sides, if you will, these sides, like it's really been amplified over the last 16 months or so collectively, as if there wasn't enough division previous to 2020 just amplified. And it's like, whoa, this eclipse season was really almost like a pulling on the reins to say, whoa, get back to your own heart. Because if we engage in this continued divisive narrative, are we really the change that we were born to be? Are we really honoring the wisdom path, the healing path that we were born to walk? I think not. I feel not, and I know not, because we are here as team unity. And that unity begins within. And many of you who have been connected with me through years in this lifetime have been doing that nitty gritty, roll up the sleeves, get dirty and messy walk through, if you will, the proverbial dungeon within. And what we're seeing on a collective scene is this dungeon, this gunge, this stuff coming to the surface. And it's happening worldwide, and yet here in North America, it's happening, in amplified real time, because we have lived for much of our lifetimes through generations, in the first world, if you will. Well, buckle up, because we are going to get a taste, and we have been getting a taste of the unpleasant medicine of the patriarchy here. I mean, there's so many things being unearthed here in my part of the world, in Canada, and much more to come. And I don't say that as brushing it off. I mean, it's terrible. And it really speaks to this letter that came through me today. It's like, come on. At what point do we stand up for ourselves? At what point do we forgive those who trespassed against us? At what point do we forgive ourselves for choices, decisions, things that we, free will choices that we have made that have caused trauma and pain? When do we acknowledge that? And when do we forgive ourselves for that? Now is the time, and with any luck, you have done that, or have begun to do that. Unearth the stuff within you that has really had you moving through life with blinders on, if you will. It is time. The proverbial blinders are being ripped off. And if you don't yet see, you soon will. Okay? So forgiveness is our key. And this is really one of the beautiful lessons and teachings of our beloved brother, Jesus Christ. Jesus the Christ, right? We are the Christ as well. And he wants us to remember that we are the living light, and the power is in our presence here now. And if we keep going, I'm on this team or I'm on that team, we're missing the point, and we are going to recycle back into this patriarchal bullshit. I mean, it is a choice. I'm done with that, and I suspect many of you are done with that. So what do? We stand, we share, we rise now. We share without shame. without shame, without blame, without anything. We share, we accept our responsibility, and we allow others to do the same without causing any more harm. Without causing any more harm, right? Okay, so I trust that makes sense to you. So if you were guided to the center card, it is return to the inner temple. And this is what I feel many of us, at least this is what my 1 month plus absence has been reflective of, is this return to the inner temple, this return to my heart, this return to the present moment, which is the point of power for all of us at any point in time. Past, present, and future, all is now, right? Everything is now. We're healing that which came before. We are seeding that which is yet to come. And in this moment in time, we are meant to experience peace within our heart and joy within our experience every single day. So what can you do, and what have you been doing to restore harmonics to your inner temple? How have you been nurturing yourself? For me, I've been immersed in nature, walking all over the place, really, which is supportive of my physical body, and connecting with Mother Earth's medicine. Whether that's simply me sitting on the ground, hugging a tree, laying on the ground, all of that, listening to the breeze, because spirit is in everything. So when was the last time you sat with your spirit in silence and listened? Because it's a worthy exercise. It is a worthy exercise. And I feel through the entire summer, this is really a time, and many of you will have heard me say it because I've been hearing it since end of March, early April. This word fortify your strength. Take care of yourself. Get out. Support your immune system. Feel the warmth of the sun. I mean, we haven't had much sun here. So much for all this weather change, right? Yet get out and feel the sun, feel the breeze, hear the sounds in your neighborhood. Connect with the spirit in all things, because this is a reminder of who and what we truly are. We are nature, and nature truly supports and heals us, right? So what is your medicine? What is your medicine? And have you had your medicine today? This is medicine. This is a chaga mushroom infusion. So I had it, some chaga in a bigger jug than this, outside for a few days with the energy of the new moon. I made it in a gallon, and then I just sip on it. So find your medicine. Most of what we see in nature is medicine. We have just forgotten. So this is a time of remembering. And as we remember, we come together, we share, we unify, we share our resources, we share our information, we share our compassion with others. Because we are at a time where it is a I don't know if I want to say rewiring, but that's the closest thing. It's like it's a rewiring of away from the collective hive mind into unity and working together. And how can we support one another? And how can we encourage one another? How can we lift each other up? Right? It's really, this is where we are. And this is my favorite. So if you were guided to the right card, and you can see how these flow all together, right? Forgiveness, return to our inner sanctuary so that we can stand tall and strong in our truth. And what is our truth? This is a question we're all being asked. What is your truth? Where does your truth come from? The boob tube? The tell lie vision? Or does your truth come through your roots, your eternal connection to source, through your heart, through the soles of your feet, your gut instincts, right? When we think of our energy centers below our heart, these are the planetary, the dimensional, the 3D energy centers, which, we have come to clear. Right? We've come to clear the conditioning through these centers, the trauma and the pain through these centers, so that we can stand tall in our truth. This guy reminds me of, first of all, Melchizedek, Merlin, very wizard-like energy. And it's like, this is a reminder of who we are. Alchemy takes place through the energy of the heart, right? Lead, dense experiences are restored to gold, to treasures through our intimate walk, our gentle walk with our very own heart. And as we walk gently with our hearts, we're able to bring that practice to others. You can hear the Blue Jays speaking, and the Blue Jays are kind of like dabblers, right? They're the jack of all trades, and they can be quite bullying, right? You can hear them. They can be quite bullying and aggressive to other birds and even amongst themselves. And so this is kind of representative of where we are. It's like, are we going to hone in? Are we going to just be good at a bunch of different things and really stay distracted instead of honing in to our sacred practices, to the restoration of our divine blueprint, which has been, I'm hearing crumpled, but it's almost been like repressed within the density of the third dimensional experience, repressed within our humanity. And yet we are within the shift of the ages, and there is no turning back. There is no stopping. And again, I'll share that open letter that I was guided to write. That came through. I didn't know I was writing an open letter, but it came through fast and furious. And, it's some serious questions for us. Okay, so look what came again. Forgiveness and return to the temple. That's hilarious. They fell out. You saw that, right? So this is where a lot are at this time, 1755. It's like massive changes are taking place within your life, and it's guided by your eternal soul, your higher self, eternally connected to source. And you are here to reestablish, restore that clear connection to source through your vessel, your physical vessel, your channel, your body of light. So how do we do that? How do we do that? Let's just see if something... I've got a new deck I'm going to pull a card for us from. So I hope you're all treating yourself well. I hope you are finding space within your daily life to be more gentle with yourself. We are living in harsh times externally, right? And personally, I'm absolutely startled and shocked at the level of, what do I want to say? The disconnect. I feel like I was always aware of the collective disconnect to nature and the heart through external self-soothing things, I want to say, self-soothing, and very few walk the path of devotion of self-soothing the heart in uplifting and positive ways. There is this energy of like addiction healing. It's really time to get clean. And because there's more to be seen, is what I'm hearing through that. Like, come clean with yourself, because things are looking up. Things are looking up for all of us. And, you know, what I'm hearing is, yeah, perfect. What I'm hearing is, you know how we've spoken for years within the spiritual community, and I'm just going to say that because, you know, there's a lot of false light within the spiritual community. And that has been also amplified over the past 16 months or so. It's about discernment, and it is about detachment, loving detachment. And that can be tricky when it can be tricky when we feel that we see the bigger picture that others may not see yet, because eventually all souls do see. It doesn't matter how many times we recycle back to this school planet, if you will. It doesn't matter. Eventually all souls do reestablish that connection, and perhaps it's not in this lifetime. So it can be very challenging for us when we feel so passionately with our heart, and when we feel so strongly about the truth that we know, and others don't see, others don't believe what we believe. And that can be quite challenging. And it can be quite challenging to lovingly detach and just be present. Our power is in the presence. Be present here and now, and be that living light that we were born to be, and to embrace everybody's right to choose. And I feel that this is where we are in a very troubling time, because it's like all of a sudden people are okay with impositions on our free will choice, like, my free will choice, instead of like the good, if you will, of the herd. And I say, knock it off. I don't consent to that. I am the living light. I am an adult who's at the midway point in her life experience this time around. And nobody gets to tell me or choose for me what I do. And for many of us, we are at a point where we are now being asked to share and shine without shame attached, without fear of criticism. Like, at this point, does it really matter? No, it doesn't, because this is what we were born for. And we are growing. And we are growing in what? The likeness and image of our higher self, our eternal soul self, which is one with Source, which is one with all that we see. And we are growing through our sacred heart. We are like the beautiful flower that is opening up, the beautiful lotus that has traveled up through the muck, through the dark, through the dingy dungeon of the wounded human heart, to reach the surface of the water, resplendent in our beauty, restored to our glory. Growth is not easy. Growth is not easy. Just look around at nature, and we can see evidence of this everywhere. And, it's not always pretty, and yet the end result is always so frigging beautiful. I mean, look at that. Look at that. And it's our humanness that mucks up so much stuff. And we are seeing the muck of humanity. And it's the hive mind, but it's almost the hive mind attacking each other. Where generally, within that system, everybody works together. Everyone, and this is what many of us, many of you will be here to grow, is this new earth. The, the, the new agenda, the agenda energy of earth, that's the same of the patriarchal bullshit. Honestly, no, we weren't born for this. We're not going back into that cycle of 1,000+ years of bullshit and lies and deceptions where humans are slaves to the warped evil. Um, um, I don't even know what else to say because that's pretty well sums it up. Transhuman, non-human mind? No way. We were born at this time, and we truly are in the beginning, early years of the age of Aquarius. And so we are here to work together, to learn from each other, to listen to each other, especially our, nature and our, I want to say, our indigenous friends and family, to nurture our indigenous roots. I mean, I've been so delighted recently to identify more trees in my local community because I care. Like, I want to know because I know that it's all medicine. And same with, I call them wildflowers. Many people call them weeds locally. And what were local wildflowers are now considered weeds, yet it's medicine. I know it. And so I've been really delving in to all of that. And it's very exciting because all that we need has been provided for us. We are just here to restore integrity in living harmonious with our fellows, with the land, with our the animal kingdom. It's time for us to remember that we were born to this living planetary consciousness. And through our own restoration and remembering and returning of consciousness, we support the healing that, we are here. Like, we are here to build new earth. New earth is sustainable communities, not being governed by some diabolical billionaire. No. And we should all be concerned about those diabolical billionaires. And if you haven't been paying attention, perhaps it's time to start paying attention because we really need more warriors to get up and shine. Use your voice, use your light. Because otherwise we are going to lose the ability to live life as we know it, as is our divine birthright. Okay? And if this isn't clear enough, God sustains me. I always like to say, God guides, Gaia provides. And so, when I'm walking around my community and I'm hearing in my mind that spirit is in everything. I literally heard this a couple weeks ago, and then I got caught in the rain. But I literally heard spirit is in everything. Come and sit with me by the stream. And I'm like, by the stream? I don't sit by the streams. I go to the lake. And no, you're going to the stream. And it was a beautiful, beautiful blessing. I was blessed with a beautiful mama red-eared slider turtle laying some eggs, which was a delight. And then, the thunder started rolling and the storm clouds started rolling in. And I was like, oh my gosh, I got to get home, get out of the rain. And I heard, as the eagle flies into the storm, you were born to walk through yours. And I'm like, okay, we're doing this. And I had so much fun. I got caught in the rain. I got soaking wet. I had an absolute belly laughs from out of nowhere as I'm running through the puddles and getting caught in the rain. And then I was guided to a spot that had a perfectly dry spot for me to sit the storm out under a tree and watch the storm move across the lake. And it was so beautiful. And on the other side of that storm, the sun shone again. And I saw a little turtle, not a turtle, sorry, a little frog at that time. And it was really, the message I heard is that cleansing and purification is complete. Walk forward with confidence on your own 2 feet. So that's beautiful. I'm being guided to read what it says on this card for all of us, and then I'm going to pull another card and then go and enjoy this beautiful day. It says, I cease to worry about what might happen to me. I turn each day over to God and put an end to my inner turmoil. I welcome things as they are without resistance. I keep moving forward even if sometimes I feel alone. And how many of us sit in that energy of perhaps feeling alone, particularly as this drags on. I want to say drags on because we're not over it yet, folks. They've just given us time off for good behavior, summer. You watch. I hope you've been paying attention, and I hope you have been fortifying your energy, your home space, your community. Okay? Even though sometimes I keep moving forward, even if I sometimes feel alone, I know that the love of God sustains me. Now, once more, I find my greatest strength, faith. Faith. You know, faith. How deep is your faith? How strong is your faith? Do you truly believe? What do you believe? So I was guided to invest in a new deck of cards called the Elemental Oracle. I've only pulled one card from it for myself. Beautiful artwork. And this deck is by Stacy DeMarco. And it says Alchemy, Science, and Magic. Alchemical science, eh? That's us. We have to just remember the magic. And I'm going to ask that our team that's here with us right now is very clear. Now, through the remainder of the month of July, I am being guided to offer elemental soul readings for the same investment as soul messages. So I will share the link in the comments below. I believe it is $88 for those soul messages. And this will be like where you are now and the spiritual support you're receiving, the elemental support you're receiving, the energies that are supporting you to manifest your heart's deep desires. And then we will add another layer to it of elemental support from the animal kingdom, the crystal and mineral kingdom, and perhaps even the plant kingdom, because I seem to be very much tuned into plant medicine these days. So let's see, what is a message? That is, what am I hearing now? Is that a cardinal? So, yeah. Okay, they want that one. Oh, okay, and one more. Okay, no, they're saying that's it. So this is really interesting. It's the moon, number 7. And we just had our Cancer new moon, which was very much the divine feminine, and Cancer is ruled by the moon. The moon is also our shadow, and I love that in this deck it is number 7, because to me 7 always represents the physical body and the 7 main chakras that we are born to bring back online, if you will. We have more. Some are working within the higher strand DNA and chakra systems, and others it's chakras 101. Let's get back to aligning the 7 main energy centers in our body. And we do this, as I mentioned earlier, below the heart predominantly. We heal below the heart. We heal our solar plexus, which is our power center, free will choices. All of these areas below the heart are developed, if you will, through birth to 21. Okay, so then we get to the heart at 21 to 28, and many are shut down through the heart space because of the wounding and the trauma that took place prior to moving into this energetic space. So, I mean, that explains so much of the issues, if you will, in the world. So it's really important that we get into our own darkness, and there's magic in the darkness. We wouldn't know that the darkness existed were it not for light. And we are the light. We are meant to shine our light on our own darkness. And, this is where the fortified comes in, because as Mother Earth is being unearthed and bringing to the surface much of the deception and lies, it is up to us to stabilize. And it's not always easy. It is not always easy. And, I feel like it's this beautiful dance of the sun and the moon, right? The light and the shadow, and the playing of the light on the shadow. And when we begin to see that the shadow is, just plays, it's nothing more than perceived darkness. And within our own shadow energy is so much guilt and shame. And if we're really going to move forward unchained from the patriarchal BS, we really must be willing to invest in ourselves and to look within that shadow. Let's just see quickly if there's anything that from this book I'm being guided to share. Oh, yeah. And like the moon, it's cyclical, right? Life is cyclical. We see it through the seasons. As women, we see it through in our own body, our monthly cycles. And if you're not, if you're still a woman who is very much in the mothering years, and embrace your monthly cycle. A lawnmower coming now. Embrace your monthly cycle and really, really see if you can. I'm just seeing, are they coming right up here? They are. Okay. So I'm going to we're going in for a minute. Okay. Almost got it. So where shall we go? Where shall we go? We'll go sit in here. So embrace your monthly cycle and work with your cycle. I know this is going to sound wacky and wonderful. Work with your cycle to reestablish your connection to Mother Earth. If you need more information on that, reach out to me privately. I'm not really guided to get into it on here. I have spoken about it a lot before. And so the moon is really about illumination, shining light. And if we can really get into the rhythms and cycles of the moon, it's really powerful. And this is how we discover and uncover our magic. Like I mentioned with the Cancer new moon, I've got 4 different kinds of medicine. I was guided to start under that moon. So we're tinctures and different oils and drying some herbs and stuff. And it's very exciting when we begin to tap into our own magic. Yeah, that's all I'm really guided to share there. And the moon's element is air, right? So listen to the wind because it talks. Listen to the animals because they're speaking to us. Listen to the waters of the earth because they are speaking to us. It's really time that we tune in so that we can get tuned in and be clear on what we are called to do to begin giving birth to the new. And many of us have been planting seeds for a while, and it's time to nurture your seeds, perhaps pull some weeds. But anyways, I'm going to share with you my open letter to humanity that flowed through today. And I trust that you will feel loved and supported through our connection today. Please, like I mentioned, if you haven't yet, do subscribe. Give me a thumbs up and drop a comment down below. Let's open up the lines of communication. And it's a great way to really create balanced flow between us. Okay. And for those who are guided for elemental soul messages, they will be available until the end of July, and they are going to be offered at the same price as Soul Messages. So I will share the link below, or you can check out my website, lisalyle.com. So here is our open letter. Dear Divine Human, beloved eternal soul, tell me, dear heart, why are you here now? What do you believe you were born for? Do you know or even explore these essential questions? It's time for a collective rewind, revisit, and renew. Renewable, redeemable right to live in the moment. We are the living light. Do we stand up for our divine rights to life, or do we continue the path of lies, deception, and patriarchal bullshit? I know why I was born, and it is for this very moment, this wrinkle in time. We are all here. We each have free will, and our power is in our divine sovereignty. Collectively, whether awake or simply woke, we are all in this together. And we get to choose unity or the continued division and separatist BS. Our path is that of unity. Through our human hearts, home, and frequency of our eternal soul. The harmonic of unconditional love. This is why I am. This is why we are here. Many of you feel the same call from within. For you see, all sacred healing/holding journeys begin within. So tell me, dear heart, why are you here? Do you like being a slave to the herd mind? What are your feelings? What are your thoughts? Your authentic feelings and thoughts. What are yours? Authentically yours. What can one do to support the wave of change rising upon the body of Mother Gaia? Well, simply put, share your light and truth without shame. That game is lame and done. Love has won. We are one, regardless of anything you see or are told to the contrary. As in all previous shift of ages, there are casualties and loss. At this stage of planetary evolution, there will be more of the same. It is inevitable, as many do not yet possess the level of consciousness to sustain equilibrium on New Earth. This is okay, and we are reminded that each divine human has a role to play. They agreed back before they came. Agree or disagree, this is one of our shared eternal truths. We are each born to heal and nurture through our roots. Some will and some won't this time around. Yet eventually, all souls do indeed return to Source through the healing journey within and of their heart. So rest assured, dear heart, that your courageous journey of the heart is not lost. In fact, it is your courageous journey that is assured and has been destined to be one in love. Well done, grasshopper. I see you, I feel you, I love you. Thank you for being here now and shining your love light, your living light in my life.